Yo, what up? It's your boy R. It's back at it again with another video. So, this week's episode came out. You already know why you clicked on the video. I'm not going to go into it. For all the people that are new to my channel, here's my rating system. All my reviews after last year are based off of this rating system. So, look at it. You can pause and look at it if you want to. This is how my ending rating is based off of. And without further ado, for all the people that's been with me for a while, you know what it is. Let's jump into the video. Alright, so right into the start of this episode, I took off 0.5 and I added 0.5. You're wondering why, right? So I took off minus 0.5 because they're still doing that annoying recap and preview bullshit, okay? Matter of fact, no. I just coined a new term. I'm keeping that. Precap. I had it right the first time. They keep doing the preview from the last episode and throwing it at the start. And then they keep doing recaps. I have absolutely no idea why this anime keeps doing that. But it's an obvious ploy to make sure that they waste time. They really need to stop doing that shit. But I gave them 0.5 for musical timing. I actually enjoyed some of the musical aspects of this episode when of the series. I usually don't enjoy it. I usually ignore it in the episode, but this time it was kind of noticeable. It stood out to me. So I gave them 0.5 for that. Moving into the actual episode, here we go. So I took up 0.5 right off the bat because they keep doing this. That fucking sound effect. They keep overusing that shit. And before I let it go, okay? They use it once, I let it go. They use it twice, they let it go. 3 times, my dude. That's too much. It's time to stop, alright? Just stop with that annoying ass sound effect. It's really goddamn annoying and it takes away from the episode. That's the reason why I took off 0.5 right off the bat. Again, I do not understand how Goku and Vegeta are supposed to beat this guy Jiren. It's to the point where no matter what these guys do, they can't really damage this guy, right? They fired, Goku fired a fucking spirit bomb at this dude. He blinked it away. Vegeta got a new form, and Goku got a new technique. They still can't do heavy damage to this guy. Now, this guy is fucking just glaring final flashes away, and still has absolutely no scratches on him and shows no sign of fatigue. Mind you, the guy still hasn't used his full power yet. I have no idea how they're gonna ass pull him to, or ass pull Goku into beating this guy, but I don't see the plausible path. Even if he were to go into Ultra Instinct, I still don't think he could be able to beat Jiren. I don't know, man. Well, I guess we'll have to see, right? Here we go again, where they're continuing the Gohan suck-off fest from the last episode. I personally don't get this either. It's one of those things where, are the writers really trying to convince Gohan fanboys that Gohan did a good job in this tournament? Gohan was one of the most uninteresting and disappointing characters in this entire tournament. Hands down. Like, he had 2 good moments, and the rest of the time he was getting wrecked. Anytime that he wasn't a Mystic, he got shit on. And I cannot bring myself to say that Gohan did a good job of this tournament. If you think that Gohan did a good job of this tournament, good for you. Just letting you know, I disagree. That's the way I feel. I hate Gohan anyway. I really wanted to do something amazing. I gave him props when he deserved it. But all this, ooh, Gohan, you did a good job shit, nah, it's time to stop. He's been sucked off enough in this tournament. It's time to give it a rest. So here we go. Finally, we're getting into the 17 and Toppo fight. 17 is currently hitting him with a barrage of energy blast, as you can see. And 18 explains this strategy by basically saying because they have infinite ki and stamina, 17 is trying to run out the clock so that, you know, by using his infinite energy, he's just going to hold down Toppo so that he isn't able to do anything else. And then once time runs out, they win. GG, right? But Toppo sees through the energy blast and says, alright, listen, no more games. No more games. And fires a massive ki blast at 17. 17 retaliates, but obviously he starts losing and he almost gets pushed off the edge. I gave 0.5 here for Frieza actually coming in and saving 17. 17 is one of my favorite. Sorry, 17. Well, actually, no. I won't correct myself. 17 is one of my favorite characters on this tournament stage, and Frieza is one of my favorite villains in the franchise. So I'm glad to see them actually working together for once. Ultimately, Frieza's an asshole. He's a savage. He came in, hit Toppo with a barrage of death beams, and then hits him with the final energy blast. And of course, Toppo gets fucked up because he loses the grip on his blast and gets pushed halfway across the map as a result. Now, I took off point 5 because I'm getting tired of this cheerleader yapping off in the bleachers. Alright, this guy is talking about Frieza being horrifyingly cruel. Like, that's something that's new to people. He killed you. Do you think that we forgot? Did you forget that he killed you? Which is the better question. And why, of all the things you could point out, you don't point out how, Frieza came in and saved 17. You just point out how much of a dick Frieza was while he was doing it. Really, Krillin? And people wonder why I don't like Krillin either. Just whatever, man. Now, Frieza fucked up here because this is what I'm talking about. One of the biggest downsides of Frieza is his excessive amounts of arrogance. He had the opportunity to knock off Toppo while he was on his knees, but instead, he's just talking shit in his face like he can't do anything. Well, obviously it backfires. For some reason, Toppo just fucking snaps and says, alright, fuck justice, and I'm just like, whoa! Whoa, where did that come from? And then Jiren talks, and he speaks up, and he's like, so you made up your mind, Toppo. And this is one of those times where you realize the writers they're really having this disconnect here. Because there was no inkling or foreshadowing that Toppo was having this internal struggle whether or not he was going to discard his justice or not. They could have made Toppo a much more interesting character in this series if they just simply elaborated on this internal struggle that Toppo was having of whether or not to discard his justice for this god destruction power. But they never did that. They never foreshadowed anything like that in this anime. So where the fuck is this struggle coming from? You just pulled it out of your ass to make it seem like Toppo was getting some development when he didn't. What the fuck? Okay, I mean, whatever you guys think you're doing, writers, I mean, you're not doing it. You're failing at it horribly. I didn't take off any points for that, but I just thought it was something I should bring up because it was something that annoyed me. Finally, Toppo comes out with his God of Destruction state, and I mean, he right out the bat, he says, I'm not bothering with you anymore, Frieza. Hakai. Now, I gave point 5 because it was a badass Hakai, right? It was a badass moment for Toppo. He pulled out his Hakai. The aftermath and all the other shit was badass. I fucked with it. But I took off -1 because you do understand, right? That even if you were to succeed with this Hakai, right? And it just completely wiped out Frieza. This is a kill move, right? Either this would, best chance scenario is that Frieza takes this and walks away. But if your attack succeeds and does what it's supposed to, which is to either kill or erase your opponent, then you would get eliminated as a result. So you would only get rid of one person, and then you would have to go right to the bench. And 17 would still be fine, and then it would only be Jiren, and it would be a 3-on-1. No matter how you argue it, this wasn't a logical decision for him to make. It was still badass. It was a badass moment. But it was still so stupid that I had to take off 1 point. You're like, the writers seem to have forgotten their own rules or something. Whatever, I guess. Another interesting note is that, remember how before Frieza took Hakai energy and he tanked that shit? Well, based off of what happens afterwards, where we see Frieza here, Freezy Pop getting fucking wrecked, right? Well, I guess that by that logic, Toppo is beyond Seadra in power. I mean, that's just what they're telling me. I think I forgot to add a -0.5 here, but just so that I don't forget while I'm still on this subject. Minus point 0.5 for this because this is like a fucking direct reskin of fucking when when Frieza got hit with that spirit bomb from Namek. Yeah, writers, you thought I forgot? No. It's literally a fucking reskin. You can't trick me. I see through your shit. Alright. For some reason, now we got a rainbow in the background, which, I mean, I guess improvement in scenery. He broke the ring as well. Again, change of scenery, I guess you could say that's an improvement from the dreary green background, but I mean, I guess I'm not gonna give you points for shiny lights. All right. Now we get into the 17 and Toppo rematch, and now 17's barrier, which was literally just taking Ki Blast out of his ass up until this point, is finally getting broken for the first time in this tournament, right? And is this man Toppo really flying right now? Now, I let this shit go, all right? Sometimes I give them the benefit of the doubt, and I say, listen, right? When all these other characters were doing it, it kind of looked like they were flying, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe they were just jumping around and they were, you know, slowly descending. It was something I didn't see. But this guy was clearly flying in the air for several seconds and doesn't even look like he's descending at all. He just fucking flew right through all of 17 shit and moved along. I mean, I guess whatever. Like I'm supposed to let that shit go? No. Yet again, I think I forgot to take off, put a minus 0.5 indicator, but I took off minus 0.5 in case people get confused. I have all the points that I took off at the end, so even if I don't put it in the screenshot, you'll see it at the end of the video. That's my mistake, alright? Now, 17 is doing everything he possibly can to fire Ki Blast at Toppo, and I mean, again, it's not doing anything because he's wrapped himself in God of Destruction energy, so no, unless you have something that's beyond that power, you're not going to be able to damage him in any capacity. He tried a little hard out. I fuck with 17, but obviously this fight is futile at this point. He can't really do anything. It looks like 17 is about to get hit with that Hakai, and it looks like it's about to be GG. And surprisingly, 17 it doesn't get erased today. I'm just kidding. It's not really a surprise, but I gave 0.5 here for Frieza actually, you know, coming out and helping out 17 again, showing that teamwork. But I took off 0.5, and again, it's because they just, I mean, seriously, please stop. It's actually time to stop now.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is literally a fucking reskin from when Frieza took the Spirit Bomb from Goku and then came back. It's literally the same stance and everything. Even the closed eye is exactly the same. Please, I don't care if you think you're doing homages or whatever. It looks lazy to me. Stop taking shit from Z. Be your own series. Create your own unique moments. I would have given this episode a much higher rating if they were they just kept being unique, having its own thing, actually being logical. But they just they're illogical in their writing, or they just copy some shit from Z, and I'm supposed to let it go. I'm sorry, I'm not. All right, be your own series, be unique. All right. Frieza charges up a supernova. We haven't seen him do that for a while, and fires it at Toppo. And Toppo with his mini fucking Hakai blast just utterly annihilates it. I don't know why this guy thought that a planet level attack was going to work against this guy, but I mean, logic, I guess. And at this moment, Frieza knew that he fucked up. It gets a punch to the gut. That those totally unique gut busters, but regardless, I gave 0.5 for Toppo for actually being a savage. I fucked with this. I fucked with this moment. Even after the gut punch and that whole sequence after that, I fucked with all that. It looked cool. It made him seem like a savage, so I gave him 0.5 for that. But at the end of the day, at the end of the episode, I took off point 0.5. And the reason why I did this is because of the fucking plot shielding, man. I literally predicted this weeks ago. I said, everybody kept saying, no, man, Frieza's going to get eliminated, bro. He's going to be one of the next guys to get knocked off. I said, no. You want to know? You want to know why he's not going to get eliminated? It's because plot shielding. And I was right. He got plot shielded at the very end. 17 saved his life. So, no, like, I'm sorry. Frieza should have got knocked off right here. And now because of this numbers advantage, I'm guessing that either 17 is going to somehow survive at the end of the day. And I guess by sheer numbers, that Universe 7 is going to win this tournament. That's very disappointing. They definitely should have knocked off Frieza here, in my opinion. Unfortunate. Again, he's still one of my favorite villains, but I'm not going to sit here and act like he didn't get plot shielded. At the end of the day, I gave this episode a 3 out of 10. It was trash. Sorry. I could have given it a higher rating than that. If they hadn't done the fucking recyclings, right, I would have easily, this shit would have went to a 4 out of 10. If they had stopped doing that stupid pre-cap shit, that would have been a 4.5 out of 10. If Frieza didn't get plot shielded, that would have been a 5 out of 10. Just small things you could have done to make this episode better would have made it more enjoyable for me, and you didn't do it. I think I skipped over the... Yep, I skipped over the preview. The preview, that wasn't really that interesting. Basically, the only thing that happened is that we see 17 getting his ass beat as expected. And apparently, Vegeta leaves Goku to fight Jiren on his own. Again, it's just going down to how people were predicting it. That Vegeta was going to end up fighting Toppo and that Goku was going to handle Jiren. Again, I don't know how Vegeta is going to get ass pulled to beating Toppo, but I guess we'll see in the next episode. I had high hopes for this episode. I really wanted this to, you know, be one of its shining episodes, to be one of the better episodes, but unfortunately it wasn't. That's the end of my review. That's my opinion on the topic. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know who it is. Your boy Ars is out.
No, you were so close. You were so close.